What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome to the Thomas Mott Show on a Thursday. We are on the road traveling back home for Christmas, and so ignore where I'm sitting and just enjoy what we're actually going to talk about today, and that is the latest breaking news regarding Jalen Hurts being out against the Dallas Cowboys, as well as a lot of Pro Bowl snubs this year. Were there actual Eagles who were left out of the Pro Bowl? Let's jump into that and then some NFL news at the end, starting with the big one, and that is official. We knew this was going to come. We said this a couple of days ago. Nick Sirianni has announced that Gardner Minshew will start versus the Dallas Cowboys. And this comes via Dave Spadaro, PhiladelphiaEagles.com. Quote, Gardner Minshew will start at quarterback for the Eagles in Saturday's NFC East game against the Dallas Cowboys. Head coach Nick Sirianni said on Thursday at the NovaCare Complex in his final press conference before kickoff. Sirianni said Hurts, the starter all season for the 13-1 Eagles, has made progress rehabbing his right shoulder sprain, that he isn't ready to play this week. Hurts did not participate in the team's practice on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, while Minshew, after missing Tuesday's walkthrough practice as he attended the funeral of his former college head coach Mike Leach, took the first team reps on Wednesday. Eagles have all the confidence in the world in Minshew, who has played 30 career games with 22 starts, 20 of them with Jacksonville, from whom the Eagles acquired Minshew in a trade prior to the 2021 season, including 2 in the 2021 regular season for the Eagles. In his first start, a key December 5 win against the New York Jets, Minshew completed 20 of 25 passes for 242 yards and 2 touchdowns, both to tight end Dallas Goedert, as the Eagles defeated the Jets 33-18, end quote. So, again, not a big surprise here. We knew that Gardner Minshew was going to go ahead and start. There was no Jalen Hurts at either of the practices, as we saw, and that were a lot of people who were actually at the practices were telling us that a couple of days ago, and so no surprise here. The good news is, it does seem like Jalen Hurts, like I said before, could have played in this one had it been the Super Bowl or a playoff game. The fact that he was trying really hard and rehabbing really hard, and it took till Thursday to finally announce it, I think is good news for his chances to play next week against the New Orleans Saints. Now, I am a little surprised they did announce this on Thursday. If I was Philadelphia, why not keep the Cowboys guessing up until kickoff? I mean, you could technically make Jalen Hurts active. That way the Cowboys could, think that he could go ahead and play. A little more gamesmanship there. I guess it's not a big deal overall, but I might have waited a couple more days just to go ahead and make Dallas keep, thinking about the read option and keep thinking about Jalen Hurts running. But I digress. Either way, Minshew will go, and I'll be honest, guys, I have the utmost faith in Gardner Minshew. I think he's going to ball out. I think he's going to dominate. Think about how well he played, as Dave Spadaro mentioned, in that December 5th win against the Jets last year. 20 of 25, 2 touchdowns. He was playing with, Jalen Reagor as a wide receiver back then. Now he's going to have A.J. Brown, who's Pro Bowler, we'll talk about. Devontae Smith year 2. Goddard's going to be back. The entire offensive line. Pro Bowl running back Miles Sanders. I think Gardner Minshew could absolutely ball out. And as I said when this news broke on Monday, this is a absolute Christmas miracle for Gardner Minshew. He has a chance to go out there and show NFL teams coming up on him being a free agent after this season who he can be with a good team around him, and he has the ultimate chance here against a Dallas Cowboys team that is a little banged up, as we'll talk about on tomorrow's show, but obviously a good defense to showcase yourself with if you are Gardner Minshew. Thumbs up for Minshew balling. I think Minshew Mania is going to be a lot of fun on Saturday. I'm all in the mustache. Can't wait to see the outfit. I think he's going to be really, really good. If you guys think Minshew's going to win the game, as I do, you bet $5 on the Eagles and win back $150 in free bets with our friends at DraftKings. Great promo here, especially just to rub it in your friend's face who are Cowboy fans, being like, hey, Gardner Minshew won, and I won money with DraftKings. Jump in on here, link down below in the description box. All you got to do is be a first-time sign-up, deposit the $5+, place a $5+ moneyline bet on the Eagles' next game, which of course is Saturday afternoon, and you will win $150 in free bets if the Eagles win. All the details are on the TFM website. Okay, let's go to Pro Bowl. Then a lot of people are saying snub. A lot of people are saying this is ridiculous. Okay, let's just get one thing straight. Okay, first off, 8 Eagles were selected to the Pro Bowl. That is a ton. That is more than any other team. Dallas and the Chiefs each were in second there with 7. So if you talk about Pro Bowl snubs, there were a couple. Well, let's go through the ones who were actually selected to the Pro Bowl. No surprises here at all. A.J. Brown, Landon Dickerson, Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Hassan Reddick, Miles Sanders, and Darius Slay. Isn't it crazy there are 3 starters on the offensive line for the NFC Pro Bowl who are Eagles, and Kelsey, Johnson, and Landon Dickerson? That is absolutely insane. I mean, it just shows you how great the Eagles have been this year. Good thing Hassan Reddick got in. He was a little bit slow in the Pro Bowl voting from a fan perspective, but he very much deserves it as a linebacker. How about Miles Sanders? I mean, Christian McCaffrey getting traded and not playing as much this year hurt his chances, but Sanders slides in as a running back. That is really cool and fun to see Darius Slay obviously make his 5th Pro Bowl as one of the best corners in the league. Now, when we talk about snubs, it's just guys who are not actually, on the active roster, but there are plenty of alternates, and Philadelphia had 9 alternates. Rick Lovato, Isaac Seumalo, Javon Hargrave. There's your big snub, by the way. I mean, the fact that you have 10 overall sacks as a defensive tackle and not get in, ridiculous. We'll talk about that. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, James Bradberry, your other big snub. Devontae Smith, Jordan Mailata, and Josh Sweat. That means the entire offensive line earned recognition, and altogether 17 Eagles had Pro Bowl honors so far this year, which again goes to show how stacked they were. Now, when we do talk about snubs, we do need to look at, if we go to the NFL story of the day, who else made the Pro Bowl, right? Because just because one Eagle didn't make it, it means there's probably another player who's pretty good at that position who might have actually made it. So you see here, Hurts, Geno Smith and Cousins, Barkley, Pollard, and Miles Sanders, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin. I could have made an argument for Devontae Smith over Terry McLaurin, but McLaurin has a better stat line in terms of touchdowns, so, they didn't want to put two Eagles in there. Kalen Hawkinson, Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, Tristan Wirfs, Zach Martin, Landon Dickerson, Chris Lindstrom, Kelsey, Ragnow, and then are the two centers. Now, here are your defensive tackles, right? This is who you would have to go ahead and put over Javon Hargrave. Aaron Donald, the starter, although Donald hasn't really been that dominant just because overall the Rams haven't been that great. Jonathan Allen has been good, but Dexter Lawrence over Javon Hargrave, that's where the snub comes, right? It's like, I don't know about that one. I would have put, Hargrave there, but we're Eagle fans, so, what are you going to do? In terms of cornerbacks, there is a big case that James Bradberry should have been at least number 4. I know Jair Alexander played well this year, but how do you put Darius Slay in and not put James Bradberry? They played basically the same in terms of overall ability and skill this year. And then when you talk about safeties, a lot of people are saying, well, where is C.J. Gardner-Johnson? Well, they only keep 1 free safety and 2 strong safeties, right? And C.J. Gardner-Johnson getting hurt didn't help his chances, although I would argue he should have definitely still gotten the nod as he was one of the leaders in interceptions all year long. But I digress. Either way, there are your Pro Bowlers. Philadelphia 8-17 total. That is good news. Thumbs up for that. I think that's really cool how many of those guys actually made it. All right, we'll get to our NFL national story of the day here, including Nick Foles in just 1 second. First, though, you guys do want to subscribe? Give me a Christmas gift. You just hit the red subscribe button. I'd appreciate that as we get close to 7,200 subs here on the channel. It's crazy how many of you guys want to subscribe to my NFL and Eagles show, and I appreciate that. And we'll have a show tomorrow, regardless of where we're going to be, maybe a better spot than this. And then, obviously, a pregame show, yes, on Christmas Eve for Eagles Cowboys. That'll be live, so be sure to tune in for that. Here's your fun one, NFL story national of the day. How about Nick Foles starting for the Colts? I mean, this is not a big deal because the Colts are irrelevant right now, but it's a big deal because it's Nick, right? It's Nicky Six, Big D Nick. Come on, he gets to go ahead and start against, who are they going to play? The Chargers on, I believe it's Monday Night Football. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure exactly when this game is taking place, but they benched Matt Ryan, and it will go ahead and be against the LA Chargers. Just a quick shout out to Nick Foles for being a baller. I mean, especially on the week that Gardner Minshew starts and for injured Jalen Hurts, the fact that Nick Foles gets to start as well is pretty cool. It is crazy that Foles never really got, I guess a fair chance. Yeah, he went to Jacksonville, and then he got hurt against the Chiefs early in that one, and he kind of bounced back and forth, and then came back to Philadelphia and all this sort of thing. It just felt like Nick was always a starter in the league in the right system, and the fact that Philadelphia, won a Super Bowl with him wasn't enough to get him over the hump. It is crazy, though, that he is still, hovering around and being a starter, and it'd be fun to see him play well. It'd be fun if he played well the remainder of the year and then got a starting job next year. Just because I love Nick Foles, I think he's an absolute baller, and I think it's fun to show him a little bit of respect. But he will start for the Colts, who are going to take on the Chargers coming up this weekend. All right, plenty more coming up on the Thomas Mott Show tomorrow. Just a short one to jump on here and give you the Jalen Hurts update. Again, even if you lose, if Minshew stinks, it's not a big deal. The Eagles are going to be fine. Right? And Hurts is probably going to play next week against the Saints. I'm not worried about it. You should not be worried about it either. But we'll talk about it, obviously, a lot more here on the show. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.